I finally have my hands on the Tenet Glaxion, and I would like to share my thoughts about the new Sisters of Parvos weapon. Basically, this is an upgraded version of the Vanilla and Vandal variant. The Tenet version, however, has a lower status chance compared to the Vandal variant, but it has a better critical chance and critical damage. The best feature of the Tenet Glaxion is it turns the weapon into a true beam primary, and it can hit up to 4 enemies with its beam. Before we continue, I humbly ask for your support by simply liking this video and sharing it. I also ask that you subscribe to our channel, as I see that most of you who are watching are not yet subscribed to our channel. Thank you so much for all your support, and let's continue the video. Another good thing about the Tenet Glaxion is that you can pick an innate element via Progenitor Warframe. In my case, I used Mesa in spawning the Sisters of Parvos candidate in the capture mission in Pluto named Hydra, and this gives my Tenet weapon innate magnetic and also cold damage. Why magnetic though? First of all, we can mod for radiation right now without combining with other elements with the help of the new Whispers in the Walls mod. Also, it's better to get viral from Nourish in my opinion if you want to get the full damage benefit of the gun. Going for Toxin innate element would be a waste, as you can actually mod for corrosive in your Tenet Glaxion, then have the viral element from Nourish. Also, you will get the magnetic and cold elements in your weapon, giving you a decent boost from your galvanized status chance mod. However, it's not just because I wanted to have more damage from galvanized aptitude, as I decided to go with magnetic since digital extremes will be changing enemy shields in the future, and they are ramping up the shield regeneration of the enemies. Since we have magnetic, we can hinder the shield regeneration of enemies with high shield values, allowing us to kill them faster with a galvanized status setup. The only problem with this kind of build is that it's missing fire rate, which further enhances the killing speed of Tenet Glaxion. You would need to get a fire rate bonus from outside sources like Warframe abilities, or even Warframe Arcanes. In this case, you can actually remove galvanized scope if you like more fire rate in your weapon. The galvanized scope allows you to deal more damage to enemies through a better critical chance tier, and it's great with the Tenet Glaxion since it's easy to land headshots as the gun is a beam weapon. However, this is not the best in slot mod for the weapon, and it's replaceable by any mods which you think will be more viable for your playstyle. You can also add Serration in this slot if you still don't have the option to get weapon arcanes like the primary Merciless. By the way, when it comes to arcane choices, you can also make the Tenet Glaxion a DPS machine and a utility tool at the same time. All you need to do is add Serration in your build to replace the damage bonus loss, as you will be using the primary obstruct arcane that crowd control those enemies that are hit by the beam weapon. Sadly, the weapon jamming doesn't work against enemies with overguard, but it's still viable against trash mobs to give you more survivability. There is also an option to go with an innate impact for the Tenet Glaxion because of the primary auxiliary arcane. The energy regeneration from the arcane will pair well with the Xenuric focus and the new photon overcharge weapon augment for the Glaxion, which you can get from completing the tier 25 prestige reward of the free battle pass. With the weapon augment plus Xenuric and primary auxiliary, you will have energy maintenance and restoration even if you don't have arcane energized just yet. Now there's another build variant for the gun, and this is for more damage over time through using primed faction mods and elemental warframes gods like Lavos and Saren. In my opinion, one of the best combos you can use with the Tenet Glaxion is while wielding it with either Saren or Lavos. Okay, let me explain to you why the synergy is broken. First of all, a Nourished Saren can both be viral and corrosive. Nourish will provide the viral damage, and a Venom Dose build will give your weapon corrosive damage. Because of this, you can mod for other elements in your build, like a combination of gas and blast or a combination of cold, gas, and radiation elements. With Saren, you can have 7 elements in total, given that she can also add a toxin element with her Toxic Lash, and this doesn't combine with the other elements that you have. The same concept can be used with Lavos with the Valence Formation Augment, minus the corrosive bonus from an outside source. I say this because you would need to mod for corrosive in your Lavos, as it's better to have a single imbuement compared to combined elements using Lavos passive. Do remember that Valence Formation Augment allows you to imbue the element that you concoct using Lavos passive, and imbuing a single element such as Toxin will inflict a separate Toxin proc, Sin proc, and as well combined with the other element you equipped in your gun. With this kind of mod setup, the Toxin element should be combined with Cold to form viral, but it doesn't, so I decided to add Nourish in my Lavos build for the viral procs. You will have corrosive, magnetic, radiation, cold, viral, and toxin elements with Lavos using this Tenet Glaxion build, plus the insane elemental damage increase of the augment, which increases the overall damage of your mod setup, especially those damage over time elements in our build. With the faction mod, the damage of toxin increases, and with viral, it further improves your overall damage. Lastly, I want to say that the corrosive modding pairs well with 2 Emerald Archon shards to increase the corrosive stack to 14, which strips all the armor of enemies at max stack. The good news is that Tenet Glaxion can achieve over 100% status chance, which allows you to stack elements faster, especially if you have a high fire rate in your build by equipping Arcane. This means that you can stack the maximum of viral, cold, and corrosive, and it can improve the overall damage over time of the toxin element. I'm also excited about the upcoming Jade Shadows update, since Magnetic will be getting some spotlight with the enhanced shield regeneration of enemies. In addition, Cold will be reworked, and it will freeze enemies once you inflict the full stack of Cold, just like Frost Avalanche avalanche ability. In addition, the enemies will receive increased critical damage, so it's exciting that we got a Tenet weapon that has innate cold in the form of Tenet Glaxion. Also, we can mod it for blast, which will also be getting a rework in the Jade of Shadows update. So far, I'm loving the firepower of the Tenet Glaxion, and I'm also excited for its future usage on the next update of Warframe coming in June. Lastly, I'm not saying that Tenet Glaxion is better compared to other metabeam weapons, as honestly, it can't surpass the kill speed of Incarnate Torrid and its ammunition economy. However, Tenet Glaxion is an excellent weapon to have, and it can be used effectively in a different way. If you don't care about red crit builds for beam weapons, then you will love Tenet Glaxion. So that's all about it. I hope that you find this video informative. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader, signing off.